Welcome back to Conker Rants. Today I want to talk about a series that I recently started playing again. One of the games on stream, which got me into thinking about the series overall and where it is today, or where it isn't today, I guess. But I want to have a little talk about the Killzone series. This is a franchise that has been around since I think 2004, right? And so like 20 years, over 20 years almost. What a series! What an actual good first-person shooter series. It was around that long. It came out at the time, when Xbox had Halo and stuff like that. I guess around a similar time. So I guess it was kind of one of those Halo killers, as they call them, back then. But it was definitely not as good as Halo, especially the first game. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about the games in the series and give it a little bit of love. And I mean, I know that Guerrilla Games does the Horizon series now, but like we need a new Killzone game and like go back to its roots. You know what I mean? Because the last one that they put out was kind of subpar in terms of story, in my opinion. But yeah, we'll get right into it. Okay, so the first game in the series is Killzone for PS2. This game for me was one of the first games that I had ever played online on a console. I'd played online games on PC before, but when PS2 had online, I remember you had to get the adapter. You used to go in the back. This was one of the first games. It was this and Splinter Cell and SOCOM. And I used to play this online quite a bit, actually. Despite this game's flaws. It's not perfect. The shooting in it is kind of... I don't want to say janky. It's not really the word. It's not a perfect game, but like for its time, quite good, actually. Especially on a console. And it looks quite good. Graphics are great. The story is great. All the characters are great in this game. And like I said, playing this game online was a blast back in the day. And I still like to play it sometimes. If I could, I'd love to play it. But yeah, that's Killzone 1. This game was an actual good game that jump-started the series into a huge franchise. So the next game in the series was not Killzone 2, as you'd think. It was actually a little offshoot of the series, and it was a handheld game that was actually, once again, quite good. Killzone Liberation. This game... probably my second most played game in the entire series. That being behind Killzone 2. But yeah, Killzone Liberation was a great PSP game. If you were there back in the day to play PSP, you probably played this online on PSP as well with your headphones and stuff and the headset. And man, we used to play this online like a lot, especially like the co-op stuff, obviously. And, other games that were really popular at the time, like Metal Gear Portable Ops and stuff like that. But, yeah, this game was great. And this is only, like, 2 years after, because I think this was, like, 2006. But, yeah, really great game in the series. Although not a first-person shooter, it was, like, a top-down, isometric shooter. But, yeah, still a really great game and a really great story. And was really fun to play online with your friends. So for the next game in the series, we finally got a proper sequel. When this game was announced, it was quite contentious because they had done one of those pre-rendered gameplay trailers made to look like real gameplay, but it really wasn't. And it fooled a lot of people, I think, and then some people it didn't, but eventually when people found out, there was a big uproar over that, which quietly died down over time when the game eventually released, because the game was a great looking game, and in fact a lot of aspects of that trailer look way better in the final product, and some things maybe not so much. But I feel like the game still to this day is one of the best looking PS3 games, and this game looks better than some modern day shooters that are out right now. Honestly, this game is beautiful. The animation is beautiful. The AI is good. The gameplay is just so solid and so visceral. Like I've never played another first-person shooter game that had the same feeling as Killzone 2. This game is one of my all-time favorite first-person shooters, and I would wish they would remaster this for PlayStation 5, like the whole series. I wish they'd just do like a bundle. This game is amazing. And this game online was so huge at the time. Like, so many people played this online, and eventually into the next game in the series, they continued to play this online, and it really became known as one of the online first-person shooter games you could get for PlayStation, being an exclusive and everything. This game graphically, like I said, is like, I don't know, man. If you just got to play it for yourself or go look at some gameplay. This game that came out in what, like 2009, 2000? God, it had to be like 2009 or something, right? It's just such a great looking game. It's so amazing. Even like today, like I said, you look at it now and you'll be like, holy crap, like that doesn't look like a PlayStation 3 game, considering how old this game really is. But yeah, my favorite game in the entire series. Absolutely worth a play if you are into the series or trying to get into the series. I'd still start with the first game, but this game, oh man, it's just amazing. So the next game in the series, there was much hype around at the time. It was around the time the PlayStation was doing the 3D stuff and the PlayStation Move stuff and all that, which kind of got pushed into the game a little bit, although it doesn't really affect the game. If you don't want to use that stuff, you don't have to, obviously. But that's Killzone 3. Killzone 3, although I would say not as good as 2, some people would consider it better. I don't really think so. I feel like this game was where the series started to depart from its original, really visceral style. Not entirely, but a little bit. I feel like the series before this was very like gritty, dark, dingy, grungy, like just gross, you know, like it was just disgusting war. Like there's lots of blood, there's like, you know, the cities were war zones. They look like war zones, you know what I mean? And this game kind of started to depart from that in the way that we started getting like more futuristic tech. And not that the tech wasn't futuristic in the old ones, because it was just kind of more grounded, I would say, in terms of like its realism. While in this, we started getting like a lot of, I don't know how to explain it, like the really like fancy computer screens that are like holograms and stuff, and I don't know. I feel like it was a route that the series eventually took after this that I think led to a lot of people losing appeal in the game, because a lot of games at the time and still to this day do this really futuristic modern warfare style of their shooters, and like I feel like it's just overdone and we need to go back to something more gritty. But yeah, Killzone 3, overall great game. Online, obviously amazing. Probably like better than Killzone 2's online technically, because it was a lot of upgrades. But yeah, I spent a lot of time playing this one. These next two games came out around the same time, but I'm going to talk about the offshoot game first, the little side game, which is a PS Vita game called Killzone Mercenary. This game is criminally underrated nowadays. I mean, the PlayStation Vita itself is criminally underrated since the beginning, in my opinion, anyways. But this game specifically, like, as a first-person shooter on a handheld, graphically, this game looks amazing. Like, it holds up completely to the rest of the series. It's got, like, a good story. It's got a little bit of extra different gameplay style, because there's, like, cards that you can collect that give you different abilities and stuff. Very good game, like actually very good game. It won awards, and it even says on the front, won Best of E3. But yeah, like very good game. And nobody talks about this game, I feel like, when they talk about the series, which is unfortunate, because like a legitimate good first-person shooter on a handheld console at the time was crazy, because there was only Call of Duty and I think a Resistance game before that, and they were both like not good at all. And this game knocked it out of the park. And unfortunately, because the Vita died off and was severely underrated and underperformed, and they under-advertised it, this game died. And that sucks, because this game was a very good game. Killzone Shadowfall. I'm not really sure how other people feel about this game, but I feel like a lot of people feel the way I feel, in that this game was an extreme letdown. And while the online was still really fun to play and a great online game, like it was so fun, the single player itself and the story, I feel like, were a big letdown. I feel like they started going in the really futuristic direction, which was fine in some series, and it's fine to have a hint of it there, but it got very not gritty and became very shiny and pristine, and I feel like it just felt weird. They went for like a Cold War themed story, where there's division between two people and a wall in the middle, between the two factions or races. And yeah, it's unfortunate that it wasn't very good. And eventually Horizon came out after this, and then they kind of just went with that series instead, and this fell into obscurity, unfortunately, because, like I said, very good first-person shooter games, and very underrated nowadays. Like, I feel like a lot of people don't talk about this series, and it's really unfortunate. So yeah, I guess I'll just end the video here. Thanks for watching. I just wanted to give a little bit of my experience and my thoughts on the series, and my hopes that eventually we'll get another game, because I feel like it deserves it. I mean, with like such iconic characters as the Helghast, like, I don't know, man. I can't understand for the very life of me why Sony doesn't do something with this series, because like it's just right there in your face. It's iconic. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, like and subscribe. I appreciate it very much. I also stream a lot of games on Twitch, as you'll see. A lot of my gameplay videos are from my streams. And yeah, follow me there. Conker Chimera, same name. And I will see you guys in the next video.